Reasons we should never forgive Mortal Kombat 1, even if you enjoy it, which I personally do. Normally, this is me when it comes to Mortal Kombat. I think it's very fun to play with lots of depth and player expression. Big move list, cameo system keeps things fresh, and the roster is amazing too. After almost 50 years, the 3D era characters are back. But alright, don't get too hyped right now, okay? Because today's video is about Mortal Kombat 1's unforgivable sins. I'm talking decisions that made God turn away from mankind, like completely ruining Natara, with a K by the way, then denying King Jerrod as a playable character, also creating multiverse nonsense that makes Marvel movies blush, and that's just the start. Never forgive Mortal Kombat 1 for doing these things, because if you do, it's gonna happen again, mark my words, okay? Mortal Kombat 1 could have been a groundbreaking new entry in the series, and instead it became a black sheep similar to Street Fighter 3. If you don't get that reference, I forgive you, since most MK fans don't play other fighting games. But hey, leave a like down below for Mortal Kombat, because we still love the series and want the next game to be great. And if today's video gets 2,000 likes, then it will be great, because that's just science. I mean, come on. Also, consider becoming a member by clicking that join button below the video, because pretty soon I'm gonna start doing members only streams and other fun interactive stuff like that. And alright everyone, without any further ado, let's begin. Alright, here we go. Mortal Kombat 1's unforgivable sins. Let's start with character assassination, because multiple fan favorites were ruined in this game. I'm talking from top to bottom. Their personality, their role in the story, all that stuff was ruined. Natara is possibly the best example, which is why she's going in the thumbnail. This character was completely assassinated in Mortal Kombat 1. At least her gameplay is fun, the best it's ever been, but that's where the compliments end, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, a few of you are women, according to my stats. But yeah, Natara was done so dirty in this game, voiced by Megan Fox, and terribly, I might add. NetherRealm loves hiring famous people to voice characters in their video game. No idea why, because it's never gone well, unless that actor is literally the character, like Rambo for Pete's sake. For every other example, it's been terrible, from Ronda Rousey as Sonya, who in hindsight was not terrible, but still below average, very mediocre. Then you have Megan Fox, who wasn't even trying with Natara. It's so bad, the definition of phoning it in.
Serena's right. Because of Quan Chi's magic, my realm's people are no longer poisoned by sunlight. We've finally escaped the shadows.
But that's just the beginning. Her story was completely ruined too, along with her personality, and her realm is ignored. Once again, Natara has an entire realm of vampires that's never been explored. Why add her to Mortal Kombat 1 and not utilize all the lore for this character? A new stage, new story plot points, all that awesome stuff. Make the vampires a big deal in Mortal Kombat 1. Why not do that? Yeah, I'll be fast everyone, because I've made a full video on this topic already, but man, Natara is such wasted potential in this game. Thankfully, she's fun to play at the very least, but everything else about this character was ruined, from her voice to her personality to her role in the story, and even her realm got assassinated. Natara was not a villain in the old games, and her character had depth, but for MK1, she's a generic villain who just wants to eat people, beginning and end. Believe it or not, now Natara is considered one of the worst Mortal Kombat characters. Yeah, which is crazy, because before MK1, she was highly requested, one of the fan favorites from the 3D era, and now everybody hates her. Yeah, okay, time to move on. King Jerrod. Mortal Kombat 1 reset everything, right? Liu Kang is doing his best to make sure this new timeline is perfect in every way he possibly can. So you would think King Jerrod's alive, right? That makes sense, and hey, make him a playable character, because he's never been in the past, but we know he's a fighter. If you dig deep into Mortal Kombat lore, yeah, King Jerrod threw hands, alright, and sword fought, and did magic, all that cool stuff. Even in the comics, we see him fight a little bit. However, unfortunately, he dies before the first game takes place. However, the new game resets everything, so NetherRealm, bring him back. It's the perfect chance. Oh, you didn't. You had the best reason ever to make King Jerrod a playable character, and you just didn't do it. No, Ermac doesn't count, because Jerrod's lost control when you actually play as him. That's a lore fact. It's not actually King Jerrod anymore, because we can't have nice things in the modern day. NetherRealm, fix this mistake in the next game and make King Jerrod playable. I don't care how you do it, just do it. It needs to happen. But yeah, in summary, there was no reason to kill King Jerrod again. It was so dumb and repetitive. Plus, we know Liu Kang would have kept King Jerrod alive, which means he's only dead because NetherRealm wanted him dead, so that Queen Sindel got more of the spotlight as the sole ruler of Outworld. Hashtag girl boss, I guess. But they killed her too, so I'm not sure. Whatever, big sin number 3, multiverse nonsense. This right here is the main issue most fans have with Mortal Kombat 1. Because story mode is good for the first half. Most people would agree it's actually actually an enjoyable ride. People liked it for the most part, right? But then we get multiverse nonsense and it all goes to crap. Mortal Kombat 1 in general is guilty of copying many things from Marvel movies, and it's not even a conspiracy at this point, it's proven fact. If I have the time, I'll put a full list right here on screen right now of all the different things that Mortal Kombat purposely copies from the Marvel movies, alright? It's here on screen if I have the time. And the multiverse nonsense is another example of that, which is funny because Marvel fans don't like the multiverse for the most part, even if they still enjoy the new movies, which a lot of fans don't for the record. But the Marvel fans that do enjoy season 5 or whatever we're on right now, is it year 6 or something by now? Whatever, they still hate the multiverse stuff. Like, they don't enjoy it because it removes the stakes. Why should I care about this universe when there's infinite other universes that still exist where things go well? You know what I mean? Why should anybody care if Liu Kang dies in this universe when he's alive and well in the other universes? He's doing completely fine. When you introduce an infinite number of other realities, it makes one reality completely pointless. What's that? Katana just died? I don't care because she's fine in this universe and that universe. Hundreds of other katanas are doing fine. Yeah, multiverse is stupid. For any future writers out there, never do multiverse shenanigans. It's a bad idea. And honestly, there was no reason for NetherRealm to make more than 2, because Shang Tsung having one universe while Liu Kang has the other, then they meet later to fight, is a completely okay story. It's still a bit ridiculous, but hey, it's Mortal Kombat. Things get out of hand all the time. If NetherRealm kept the story to just 2 timelines that fractured after that big fight in Mortal Kombat 11, I think everything would have been okay. But when it comes to full multiverse stuff, no, delete it, throw it in the trash can, and for the sequel, pretend it's no longer a thing, or have Liu Kang somehow merge the realities into his and just delete the rest, okay? Do something. Alright, major sin number 5. This one's kind of a nitpick, but it bothers me. Gameplay-wise, there's several gear pieces and skins that we don't get to use despite them being in the game, like Shao Kahn's hammer, for example. If you play Chaos Reigns or just fight Shao Kahn in the main story mode, he has the hammer, but for some reason we don't get to as the player. It was never made available to us, which is bullshit because I know it's in the files. It's there in the gameplay. We should be able to use it. NetherRealm, stop doing this. It happened in Mortal Kombat 11 and you did it again in Mortal Kombat 1. Stop putting assets in the game that we're just not allowed to use for some reason. If it was in a cutscene only for story mode, that's okay. I forgive that. But when the computer is clearly using it for gameplay, yeah, I deserve to have that too. Like just mentioned, Mortal Kombat 11 did this too, so this sin is not exclusive to Mortal Kombat 1, but still we can't forget. This can't be allowed to continue into the next Mortal Kombat game or Injustice 3. If we see any assets during gameplay that the computer can use, then players should be allowed to use it too, whether it's costumes, gear accessories, all that stuff. But alright, here we go. To end this video on a banger, we have the gender swaps in Mortal Kombat 1, and there's actually way more than most people realize, because everyone talks about Sector and Cyrax, which are the most prominent, but there's like 5 gender swaps in the game total, which is wild, and I'm not exaggerating either. Maybe I'm off by one number, but let's check real quick. So we have Bo Rai Cho as Madame Bo, and yes, she is Bo Rai Cho, but a woman, that's confirmed. Then we have Janet Cage, that's an obvious one. Sector and Cyrax have both been gender swapped too, and man, I'm pretty sure there's one more. I can't think of it right now, but I'll put them on screen. I'm pretty sure there's 5 gender swap characters in total for Mortal Kombat 1, which is always a bad idea. Keep in mind, I like Lady Sector more than original Sector, but just make her a new character. That way everybody's happy. People like me would like the character for her personality and gameplay, and the longtime Sector fans wouldn't hate her because she's not a replacement. She's just a new character. That's always the better choice. Then we have Cyrax, who's not different from the original character in any way besides her gender, which makes the change completely unnecessary. Same with Janet Cage. Thankfully, she's just a cameo, right? Never steals the spotlight in story mode, at least not too much, aside from this minor shoulder shove. But even so, guess what? Here comes a truth bomb. Fans would have preferred Cassie Cage. That's right, NetherRealm. Why'd you do Janet Cage when you could have brought back Cassie Cage as a cameo instead? Is it because Cassie was gonna be a full character in like season 3 but then got canceled? I think that's very possible. It's a fact, by the way, that season 3 was canceled, or year 3, whatever you want to call it. But NetherRealm did want to keep this game going, then WB said no, just make the next game, we're good. Yeah, in summary, even if the gender swap version of a character is better in almost every way, from the gameplay to the personality and their role in the story. It doesn't really matter because fans are always going to be upset with it. The only time you can ever really get away with gender swapping is if the character's not popular whatsoever, like a bottom 3 character that everybody already hates, like Su Hao for example. But even then, I wouldn't do it. Alright, I'll be honest with you, I would never gender swap any character, even if they're not popular. I would just make a brand new one, because that makes fans happier and gives you more creative freedom as the game developer too, so it's a win-win. Yet to anybody watching, whether it's NetherRealm or a future writer or a game developer, never gender swap a character. It's a bad idea. So yeah, there you have it everyone, the main unforgivable sins of Mortal Kombat 1 that we should never forget about. I like the game as a whole, I genuinely do. For me, the gameplay is super fun and the story is also mostly good. I don't even mind the big battle at the end very much either. I just wish the finale removed the multiverses or made them unreachable by Liu Kang and everybody else, something like that, so they never come back in future games. If NetherRealm did that one thing, I wouldn't even hate the multiverse stuff because it would be gone and left forever in Mortal Kombat 1, but now I'm worried it might come back. Anyways, whether you love or hate Mortal Kombat 1, please leave a like on today's video if you enjoyed. I certainly hope you did. Then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future content. Make sure to come back next time everyone, and as always, stay underdogs.